Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us for this year's 2021 Top 49ers virtual presentation. We've chosen again this year to go fully virtual, but we kept this time slot so it's still technically a luncheon if you choose to make it one. We wish we could see all of you in person. Meeting with the Top 49ers is one of the highlights of our year, but whether we get to see you or not, we're thrilled that you're joining our presentation and getting to see us, some of you from quite a ways away, as we celebrate the 2021 Top 49ers. Before we jump into announcing the ranks, let me introduce us. I'm Jason Martin, General Manager and General Gopher at Alaska Business, and this is my business partner and Vice President of Sales, Charles Bell.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I spoke with many of you this week regarding registration, and I'm happy to report that 2/3 of the Top 49ers are attending the webinar today. We appreciate your time, and the team at Alaska Business is sincerely grateful for the opportunity to present Alaska's Top 49 locally owned businesses, ranked by gross revenue. 2021 was the 36th consecutive year Alaska Business has presented the Top 49ers. As part of this year's presentation, we are hosting an executive Q&A for the second year in a row, immediately following the Top 49ers presentation. Joining us in the Q&A will be Sherry Beretta, Chair and Interim CEO at Chugach, Alaska Corporation, and Chris Luchtfeld, CEO at Cape Fox Corporation. Moderating this year's executive Q&A will be Tasha Anderson, our awesome managing editor at Alaska Business. And speaking of Tasha.
Hi, everyone. I'm the managing editor for Alaska Business, and I will be managing the chat feature today. We're going to utilize the chat for two important things. One is getting your feedback, and the other is giving you stuff. So first, in terms of your feedback, please consider any questions that you may have for our Top 49 Executive Q&A panelists. As Charles mentioned, I'll be moderating the executive Q&A immediately after our presentation. If at any time during the presentation you do have a question for one of our panelists, just type it into the chat. I'll make note of everything that I see, and I'll include as many as possible, time permitting, in the Q&A. Second, we want to give you some stuff. So throughout the presentation, we're going to take a few quick breaks for short one-question trivia games. If you choose to participate in any of the trivia games, you will be eligible to win. You don't have to be right, you just have to participate. And you'll be winning gift cards to 49 State Brewing in lovely downtown Anchorage. At the very end of the presentation, we're also going to do a random drawing that everyone is eligible for. And Jason will tell you more about that prize momentarily. But first, to give you a little bit of practice in the chat before our quiz, please use the chat feature to tell us what city or village you are watching the presentation from. And if you're feeling really chatty, go ahead and include the company that you work for. Thank you.
I went ahead and started the ball rolling by saying hello to everybody over in the chat. So, and if you don't see that chat, it should show up as a menu item down the bottom of your Zoom screen. And you'll see a little chat bubble you can click on there that'll pop it out so you can start typing where you're from, like Janine St. John from Anchorage, Ryan Crow representing Linden, Stacy Tomorrow from First National, awesome, welcome. Awesome, yeah, so all over the state here, looking like we're getting people from. Dillingham, right on, Chugach, Tasha from Anchorage, hi Tasha. Another from Chugach, Alaska, some good representation here, this is good, this is good. Yeah, keep them coming, guys, everybody. Yeah, tell us where you're from. Tell us where you work. Promote your business. Throw it up there. As Tasha mentioned, I am about to tell you all about a fantastic prize we will be awarding at the end of the presentation. But before we do have to talk about safety for just a moment. Like all the businesses that we feature on our pages, we too focus on safety. So we partnered with Alaska Airlines to present this brief safety video.
Safety does. We can fly where you want to, we can leave your house behind. But if your friends don't mask, and why don't they mask? Well, they won't fly this airline.
You can fly if you want to, cause we do safety right. We have air that's clean and disinfectant machines zapping germs like an arcade space fight. And we dance
do the dance, do the dance.
Everybody wash some hands.
Do the dance, we're always wearing a mask. Do the dance, do the dance.
No, seriously, please wash your hands.
Do the dance. Do the dance.
Have the filters cleaning commence.
Alaska safety dance. Alaska safety dance. Alaska safety dance.
I gotta tell you, when we were rehearsing this, everybody in the panel was super animated and doing the dance and really rocking out to it. So it's really interesting to see everybody really reserved now that we're live. So just to let you know, I'm gonna be singing that song all day and probably doing the safety dance around the office here. In addition to working with Alaska Airlines to keep you safe this year, they have also graciously offered 2 round-trip tickets anywhere they fly for one lucky winner chosen at random at the end of this presentation. So do be sure to stick around. This year, we're excited to announce that half of the proceeds from our virtual event will go to Junior Achievement of Alaska. This will help JA continue to inspire and prepare approximately 12,000 Alaska students to succeed in the global economy. We chose to support JA as part of this year's event because their mission is in alignment with ours and helps prepare our future generations for success in business, entrepreneurship, and life, and because they're awesome. If you'd like to join us in supporting JA of Alaska, we invite you to take advantage of the link in the chat. Tasha will make sure that it's easily visible throughout the presentation. It's super easy to help inspire Alaska's youth and set them up for success through a tax-deductible donation. And to do an even better job of inspiring you to support JA of Alaska, here is JA's president, Flora Teo.
Hi, everybody. My name is Flora, and I'm the president of Junior Achievement of Alaska. And today, we are so excited to be here as the nonprofit partner for this year's Top 49ers Awards Luncheon. I want to start off by congratulating each of the winners of the Top 49er Awards. We at JA can't think of a better time to come together and celebrate each other's achievements after what has been such a challenging year for so many of us. I also want to recognize the amazing staff at Alaska Business Magazine and thank them for keeping all of us informed and for bringing us together. Here at Junior Achievement, our work represents the bridge between schools and the business community and helping people understand how what they learn in schools is going to benefit them later on in life. And for those of you who might think that's easy, let's see what one of our students had to say when asked some basic financial literacy questions.
You go in a balloon and get paid? Where you get robbed at a bank? When you get paid by a cow? Everything that sounds like it's something, it's a different thing. I already know that. You know when you buy a house? Well, there's a certain number the person has and there's a certain number the house is. So you have to do it, so you have to mix that number the person has that's buying the house and that number the house is and put it in the middle. Wait, what? I think IRA stands for Igloo Robert Acid. I think the law of supply and demand is be careful but have fun and party like you're crazy. I don't know what any of these words mean to you.
So when we go into school, Junior Achievement volunteers bring the world of work into the classroom and teach things to students that are not normally covered in schools. Things like financial literacy, workforce readiness, and entrepreneurship. All the lessons are age appropriate and hands-on and aligned with standards. Now, educators are our heroes in schools every day here in Alaska, but they can't do everything. So Junior Achievement volunteers are here to help fill that gap. A portion of today's proceeds will help support Junior Achievement's efforts to implement a statewide virtual career fair, one that's being run in 35 other states in the U.S. This is unique because it's built just for middle and high school students. It's the first of its kind in Alaska, and thanks to our generous supporters, last year's first-time event was attended by more than 5,000 students in 24 Alaskan school districts. Of that, we had 66 students apply for more than 325 entry-level positions by Alaska businesses. With your help, we can continue to inspire students to stay focused in schools because we will all need them in the future to continue to build Alaska's economy and lead us as a state. Junior Achievement is 100% supported by the business community, and we appreciate everything that you all do for our young people. Thank you.
Thanks, Laura. And you know, that video is just really amazing. I love watching the kids, and JA does such an amazing job. The team at Alaska Business is proud to support them and their mission of preparing our future generation for success. Now let's get on by starting with the outline of the criteria for being a top 49er. For those of you joining us for the first time, the top 49ers are locally owned businesses, and to borrow from Liam Neeson's character in Taken, have a very particular set of skills. This select group is skilled at generating revenue and are all at least 51% Alaskan owned. They are headquartered in Alaska and continue to operate here.
Every year in August, we survey potential top 49ers, and they provide us with the information we use to determine the ranks. Most importantly, they report their gross revenue, and we ask them to report the IRS's definition of revenue, which reads, gross receipts are the total amounts the organization received from all sources during its annual accounting period without subtracting any costs or expenses. For the purposes of the top 49ers, revenue is not equivalent to assets or assets managed, though those are obviously significant figures for many entities in the ranks.
The top 49ers are always an impressive group of Alaskan-owned businesses, but this year, the information we got through our survey process really inspired us. What was different about this year is that the revenue reported is from 2020, the year when the pandemic hit the fan, so to speak. Projects were shelved, operations were halted, and non-emergent healthcare was suspended. 2020 was the year when, for a time, everyone did their best not to leave the house. And for that year overall, the top 49ers held strong, reporting $18.5 billion in revenue, less than 1% lower than the combined revenue reported in 2019. A really remarkable feat considering the challenges faced in the global economy and thus proving Alaskans' resiliency.
And don't worry, we're not giving away any top 49er rankings in this next visualization. It's just employee numbers. Surprisingly, the top 49ers reported even more employees in 2021 than they did in 2020, following a trend in upward growth. In 2019, the top 49ers employed almost 78,000 people worldwide. In 2020, just over 80,000 people. And in 2021, just over 81,000 people. Big picture, which we expected to be bleak, is anything but. And that led to our theme for this year of shifting perceptions. Those who have come through the pandemic the strongest are those who are able to find strengths they didn't know they had, solutions they didn't know they needed, and apply them in an unforeseen and completely new environment. James, if you wouldn't mind just advancing the slide one more so we can show them that next visualization. Sometimes a change in perception is forced on us. Sometimes we go looking for it. Whatever the case, if we look and look again at a problem or a process or a person, maybe we can find potential. If you enjoy these visualizations that we're going to be showing throughout, and if you're a data nerd like me, all of these are available for you to view and manipulate on our website and in the digital edition that goes live immediately following this presentation. Figuring out the best use of any resource can be an ongoing struggle. And for me personally, most of that struggle is figuring out social media because I'm about 150 years old. But if you're into it, you're definitely more hip with the kids than Charles and I. And please feel free to hashtag top 49ers on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or wherever the crazy kids are posting these days.
And while we're talking about being social, before we get on to the rankings, let's play a super short one-question trivia game. This is our first one. So, do you think the qualifying revenue for the top 49ers this year, or in other words, the revenue for the 49th 49er, is higher or lower than last year? Take a moment to type higher or lower into the chat, whichever one you think it will be. It might help or it might not, but last year the qualifying revenue was 38 million. For 2019, it was just less than 35 million. And for 2018, it was just more than 40 million. So I'll give you one more minute to think it's higher or lower than last year. Okay, we're stopping. That's it. Game over. All right. So the qualifying revenue to make the top 49ers list this year is higher than last year. It's actually quite a bit higher. It's $59 million, an increase of nearly 20 million over last year. Thanks for playing, and we will announce the winner of that game right before the next one.
Thanks, Tasha. And looking at the qualifying revenue is a great way to start this year's presentation, which features news, photos, and updates from our top 49ers, some on a national and international scale. So without further ado, the 2021 Alaska Business Top 49ers, a closer look at Alaska's highest grossing locally owned companies. Kicking us off at number 49 is Vitus Energy, led by Justin Sharon. Vitus reported just under 59 million in gross revenue in 2020 and recently added 4 new locations. Vitus Energy serves a significant role in Alaska by providing western coastal villages and interior river ports with bulk fuel and freight transport.
Number 48 is Jeans Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. We're excited to welcome Jeans back to the top 49ers since we last saw them in the ranks in 2005. For 2020, the dealership reports 59 million in revenue. And number 47 is general contractor Unit Company, back in the ranks after a 10-year hiatus. Unit Company, with revenues of almost 60 million, is led by President Michael Fall and is wrapping up construction on more than $250 million worth of work on the Clear Space Force Station Long-Range Discrimination Radar Project, which is part of the U.S. ground-based anti-ballistic missile program.
The next 3 companies all hail from the great interior city of Fairbanks. Coming in at number 46 is general contractor Great Northwest, led by President and CEO John Minder, reporting 61.4 million in revenue, an incredible 61% increase over their 2019 revenue of 38 million. And at number 45 is Airport Equipment Rentals, which has recently acquired all new semis, drop decks, hook trucks, and triple L trailers to better serve the safe delivery and pickup of equipment. The company reports 2020 revenue of 62 million.
Seekins Ford Lincoln, helmed by Ralph Seekins, comes in at number 44, reporting revenue of 63 million. They were recently recognized nationally as one of the top 50 dealerships in Power Stroke diesel parts, volume, and growth. Number 43 is Credit Union One, reporting 65 million in 2020 revenue. The credit union is looking forward to opening a new, first of its kind financial center in South Anchorage this year. Joining the top 49ers for the first time is general contractor HC Contractors. Led by President Bill Hoople, HC Contractors specializes in road and highway heavy civil construction and joins the ranks of the top 49ers, coming in at number 42 with revenue of nearly 71 million.
Everts Air comes in at number 41, reporting 2020 revenue of almost 72 million, an impressive 21% increase and 3 spots higher than last year. In 2020, Everett Air Cargo's DC-6B and 151 flew its final flight, taking off from Fairbanks and landing in Norway, where it will reside at the Sola Fly Historisk Museum. This is a real feel-good story, as last year's Iditarod champion, Norwegian Thomas Warner, was stranded in Fairbanks because of coronavirus-related international travel restrictions of flying with dogs. Cute dog. He was finally able to catch a flight home on this flight 3 months after winning the Iditarod. Everts owner and CEO Rob Everts piloted the plane on what was its last flight, returning home to Norway, where the plane was previously owned by a Norwegian airline. Number 40 this year is the Kuskokwim Corporation, led by Andrea Gusti, president and CEO. For 2020, the native corporation reported 73 million in revenue, some of which comes from subsidiaries in the lower 48. Funds are being used to find energy, cost of living, and housing solutions for rural Alaska to benefit its shareholders.
Bringing us into the 30s is Ghana IU at number 39, which, according to the company, experienced record growth in 2020, reporting almost 82 million in revenue, a 32% increase over 2019, allowing the company to distribute its largest dividend to shareholders to date. Ghana IU has a diverse portfolio of businesses, including commercial and pipeline construction, facility support services, janitorial services, and grounds maintenance, among other business lines. We'd like to extend a huge hi, how are ya? to new 49er, Kikiktagruk, Inupiat Corporation, also known as KIC, making their debut in the top 49er ranks. Led by CEO Thomas Kennedy, the native corporation has several lines of business, including construction, commercial and residential real estate, hardware, lumber, and auto parts sales, government contracting, and other professional contracts. The corporation recently landed a contract with the FDA to provide personnel for virus research. It reports 2020 revenue of almost 83 million and landed at number 38. Welcome.
Well, this feels like a good time to interrupt everything. So first thing first, the winner of the first quiz is John Sheneman. Yay! We will email you instructions to claim your gift certificates to 49 State Brewing Company. Okay, so for the second one question trivia game, this is the first year that KIC has joined the top 49ers. Does anyone here know the first year that Alaska business launched the top 49er ranks? Go ahead and type your guess into the chat as to the first year that we launched the top 49ers.
No, Tasha. I know.
Yeah, great. That's nice for you. Okay, so while you take a minute to do that, here are a few other firsts. The first year that the top 49ers had a theme was in 1991, though the theme didn't appear on our cover. Branding for the top 49ers was the new 49ers or the Alaskan 49ers until 1999, when we landed on top 49ers and haven't looked back. Okay, so to our question, 3, 2, 1, time is up. Okay, so for anyone who guessed 1985, you're right. Our first year of publication, we actually launched the top 49ers. Number one that year was Carl Gottstein with 355 million. So the ranks have definitely changed over the years. We'll let you know who won this one soon. Back to you, Charles.
Thanks, Tasha. So coming in at number 37 this year is Anchorage Chrysler Dodge Center, led by President Corey Myers, which reports 2020 revenue of 84 million. Chuck Towski, who has been company spokesperson since 1980, credits much of Anchorage Chrysler Dodge's success to Myers and his incredible leadership overcoming obstacles not before seen in the automotive industry. Watterson Construction, under the leadership of Jim Watterson, has made the ranks at number 36 this year. Watterson celebrated its 40th anniversary in 2020 with revenue of almost 85 million. Usabele Coal Mine, which like Watterson Construction, boasts an all-Alaskan workforce, comes in at number 35. This year, Usabele has an employee celebrating 40 years of employment and another 4 celebrating 30 years at the mining company. A testament to the company and its team. Founded in 1943, Usabele is also celebrating another year of revenue growth, reporting 94 million in 2020.
Number 34, Davis Constructors and Engineers, is led by President and CEO Luke Blomfield. The general contractor has worked on projects across the state, including a new hotel at the intersection of 36 and C Street in Anchorage. Davis reports 94 million in revenue. But an equally important figure for Davis is $408,296. That's the total amount donated to Alaska communities through the Davis Constructors and Employees Fund since its inception in 2007. Reporting close to 97 million in revenue in 2020, number 33 is Colville, an oil field supply company providing services on the North Slope. Under the direction of President and CEO Dave Pfeiffer, the company recently doubled throughput on the Colville tank farm by designing and constructing 2 additional offload lanes.
Technology company MTA has had a busy year, unveiling a new location at the shops at Sun Mountain in Wasilla, launching its MTA Shield cybersecurity project and accepting a USDA Reconnect grant. MTA provides internet, phone, and TV services to a combination of residential, business, and wholesale customers and has 1,500 fiber optic miles in Alaska. MTA also managed to pull in 97 million in 2020, ranking them number 32. President Dave Cruz leads Cruz Construction, which in 2020 earned revenue of almost 99 million, which is 22% higher than the previous year's revenue of almost 81 million. Cruz is an oil field support and heavy civil construction firm. Part of the company's growth has come from extending its business ventures outside of Alaska. As our first 2021 top 49er with gross revenue in excess of $100 million, Homer Electric Association comes in at number 30, reporting 105 million in 2020 revenue. Homer Electric is adding a battery energy storage system at its Soldotna generation plant, which will increase grid and electric power stability and system efficiency while storing energy from renewables and releasing it when customers need power the most.
Reporting 117 million in revenue, Construction Machinery Industrial saw 15% growth over 2019. The heavy equipment dealer, led by President and CEO Ken Gerondale, is proud of its ability to remain consistent, providing support to its customers despite the pandemic. Kate Fox Corporation jumped up 12 in the ranks this year to number 28. That's the single highest gain in ranking this year and the only double-digit increase. With an incredible 61% increase in revenue, it reported just under 77 million in revenue in 2019, and for 2020 reports close to 124 million. Looking at revitalizing tourism in Southeast Alaska, Kate Fox recently partnered with Baranof Fishing Excursions to launch the Bring Back Adventure campaign. In 2021, Kate Fox Lodge won a Traveler's Choice Award from TripAdvisor. Kate Fox Corporation CEO Chris Luchtefeld is participating in the executive Q&A. So if anyone has a question for Chris, please use our chat box to enter it there, and we'll be sure to get it added to the queue for the Qs.
That's a great reminder, Jason. So please do use that chat box and enter some questions in there. Coming in at number 27 is Matanuska Electric Association, which reports 2020 revenues of 155 million. This year, the utility established a power sharing agreement with Chugach Electric, and it has led to the formation of a planning and reliability organization for the electric system. MEA is proud to offer the lowest energy charge of any of the rail belt utilities. CEO and board chair Betsy Lauer leads First National Bank Alaska, ranking at number 26 with 2020 revenue of 174 million. For the 6th year in a row, Alaska business readers voted First National Bank the best place to work in the 250 plus employees category of our Best of Alaska Business Awards. And American Banker named the bank best bank to work for in the United States for the 3rd consecutive year.
Tanadgusix Corporation, or TDX, comes in at number 25 this year. TDX operates in 3 primary groups: government services, power, and hospitality. In Anchorage, TDX owns and operates the Coast International Inn on Lake Hood and the Alaska Valet Park near the Ted Stevens International Airport. Led by CEO Christopher Mandragon Jr., the Native Corporation reports 177 million in revenue. Showing 22% growth for 2020, number 24, Dillingham-based Chogyung Limited reported revenue of 183 million. It has created a new subsidiary company brand, Wood River Federal, to support federal government contracts. According to Delta Constructors, ranked number 23, this has been a challenging year, but through hard work and sacrifices, Delta Constructors has been able to hold strong. Despite the challenges, the company led by CEO Ed Gore reported 2020 revenue of 185 million.
Headquartered in Nome, Sitnasuak Native Corporation, under the leadership of CEO Charles Fagerstrom, saw growth of 7% over 2019, reporting 2020 revenues of over 185 million. Puerto Rico-based Sitnasuak subsidiary SNC Technical Services is one of the largest American producers of uniforms and related tactical gear for the United States Department of Defense. As a reminder, also, don't forget to hashtag Top 49ers if you're on social media, sharing anything about the presentation today. As we can see, coming in at number 21 this year is Chugach Electric Association. On October 1st of last year, Chugach closed on the acquisition of Municipal Light and Power. The electric utility, founded in 1948, saw a 12% growth in its revenue in 2020, reporting 237 million. 2021 marks their 19th time as a top 49er, having appeared on the list for the first time in 1993 and appearing every year since. Look for them to make a big jump next year with this recent acquisition.
In 2020, Olgoonik Corporation finalized the acquisition of American Electric, which specializes in commercial electrical construction and service contracts. Revenue for the native corporation, ranked at number 20, remained steady at $242 million. Tyonek Native Corporation is number 19 in the ranks. Tyonek Manufacturing Group opened its newest facility to accommodate growing demand for the company's products and engineering services, and now provides 47,500 square feet of manufacturing and engineering space outside the gates of Robins Air Force Base in Georgia. Tyonek reported $254 million in 2020 revenue.
Juneau-based Goldbelt Incorporated, led by President and CEO McHugh Pierre, comes in at number 18 with a 13% growth in revenue in 2020, reporting close to $273 million. Goldbelt attributes its continued record-breaking profitability to its pursuit of creative business solutions. Goldbelt generates its revenue through two distinct groups, one focused on federal government contracting and the other focused on Alaska, with operations centered around tourism, transportation, and security services. The Aleut Corporation, number 17, also saw an increase of revenue, reporting just more than $258 million for 2019 and $277 million in revenue for 2020. In 2020, the company's subsidiary, Aleut Facilities Support Services, won a $96 million Department of Defense contract for civil engineering support services and a nearly $15 million contract for cadet support services. Moving up 3 spots in the ranks to number 16, Three Bears Alaska had revenue growth of 17%, reporting 2020 revenue of close to $279 million. The retailer now operates 16 stores across Alaska under the leadership of President and CEO David Weiss.
Okay, so before we move on to number 15, we have another winner. Congratulations to Jennifer Howard. Yay, Jennifer. All right, you have won lunch at 49 State Brewing Company, and we will email you soon with those details. So for our last one question trivia game, let's talk Alaska Airlines. In the October issue that we'll be releasing shortly, we're excited to share with our readers some background on Alaska Airlines' Club 49ers program. Many of you know what it is. Alaskans sign up, gain miles, and save money. But how much money? In the chat, please let us know your guess as to how much money in total Club 49 has saved Alaskan flyers since its inception 10 years ago. I'll help out just a little bit. It's a lot of money. While you're answering in the chat, Alaska Airlines is also excited to announce that it has relaunched its Freight for Less program, which allows Club 49 members to ship cargo to various locations at amazing prices, whether or not you're even on the plane. For more information on this or other perks, check out club49hub.com. Okay, so any more guesses as to how much total money Club 49 has saved Alaskans over 10 years? All right, 3, 2, 1, and we're done. Okay, so the answer is Club 49 has saved Alaskan flyers more than $200 million over the last decade. Pretty cool. We will announce the winner of our final 49 State Brewing Company gift card at the end of the presentation, right before the Alaska Airlines random drawing. Stay tuned.
Awesome, Tasha, thanks. And again, thank you to Alaska Airlines for the donation of those tickets so that one lucky winner is going to win those round trip tickets on Alaska Airlines. So that'll be exciting coming up here at the end of the presentations. Don't leave. And back in the ranks, number 15 is Doyon Limited, led by President and CEO Aaron Shutt. The company reports 2020 revenues of $319 million and operates a diverse portfolio of businesses covering oil field services, construction, tourism, and technology, among others. Doyon recently partnered with 8th Generation to create 2 custom wool blankets inspired by Alaska Native artists. Otna saw nearly 30% growth in revenue from 2019, reporting revenue of $337 million in 2020, and moving up 1 in the ranks to number 14. The company launched the Helping Our People Excel, or HOPE, shareholder program, which has a goal of helping shareholders get employed and gaining work experience. Otna also recently announced a reimbursement program to Otna shareholders who have suffered direct financial hardship arising from COVID-19, providing a one-time financial reimbursement to each qualifying shareholder for expenses arising from the pandemic. Koniag stayed steady in the ranks, but had revenue growth of 27% in 2020, reporting revenue of $410 million and continuing its year-over-year trend of growth. Koniag announced the acquisition of Anchorage-based TechPro to its energy and water business sector earlier this year. TechPro provides industrial, electrical, and security services, and its projects and clients range from Alaska to the lower 48 and Hawaii.
At number 12, Bering Straits Native Corporation reported revenue of $456 million in 2020, a 20% increase over the previous year. Its subsidiary, Alaska Industrial Hardware, with locations throughout Alaska, began operations this year in its newly renovated location, the former Sam's Club warehouse at Diamond and Old Seward in Anchorage. Siri reported 2020 gross revenue of close to $478 million to rank number 11. Siri's subsidiary, Northwind Group, also has a new acquisition, LBYD Engineers, based out of Birmingham, Alabama. According to the company, the addition of LBYD to the Northwind Group of companies creates diversification of customers and geographies.
Now we're in the top 10, up one position from last year. Inupiat Inupiat Corporation, under the leadership of Delbert Rexford, reports 2020 revenue of $531 million, an 11% increase over 2019's approximately $480 million. Subsidiary UIC Commercial Services launched a new heavy civil construction company, Kayak Construction, which is set to complete about $20 million worth of projects in 2021. Last year, Jevin Pokerall was quoted as saying, UIC's short-term goal is to maintain the profitability they are achieving, but their bold 10-year goal is to become one of the top 3 Alaskan-owned companies, both in terms of revenues and profitability. In the number 9 slot, Afognak Native Corporation hosts its 5th annual Afognak Youth Charity Golf Tournament and raised a record $60,000 on behalf of the native village of Afognak and Port Lions youth. The company saw growth in its revenue in 2020, reporting over $659 million.
Headquartered in Juneau, Sea Alaska, led by Anthony Malott, comes in at number 8 this year with 2020 revenue of $697 million. In 2020, the company added Barnacle Seafoods and CS Marine to its family of subsidiary companies. Last year, Sea Alaska invested $1 million towards a COVID relief and recovery package to help its shareholders and Alaska communities. That's $1 million. Reporting almost $733 million in 2020 revenue, Calista Corporation moves up 2 in the ranks to number 7 this year. That's a 28% increase over 2019's approximately $573 million in revenue. Subsidiary Ulista has opened new facilities, including an aviation hangar and paint facilities, and now boasts an overall aviation capacity of 200,000 square feet, providing aerospace and defense solutions primarily to the Department of Defense.
Under the leadership of Chairman and Interim CEO Sherry Beretta, Chugach Alaska Corporation reported a 2020 revenue of $919 million, ranking number 6 in 2021. According to Chugach, 2020 marked the highest operating profit in its history. And as a reminder to our audience, immediately following our countdown, we'll be hosting the Executive Q&A, including Sherry Beretta from Chugach Alaska Corporation. And if you haven't already done so, here's a great opportunity for you to use that chat feature and post any questions you might have for our panelists. Top 5. That's it. We're in the top 5. And coming in at number 5 is Chenega Corporation, moving up 1 position from its ranking last year. The Anksa Village Corporation saw almost 10% growth over 2019. Reporting $949 million in 2020 revenue. It says it helped minimize the negative impacts of the pandemic within the village by supporting travel restrictions and social distancing, offsetting electrical and fuel costs, and helping with food security. Chenega figures prominently in the diverse government services contracting marketplace, supporting defense, intelligence, and federal civilian customers.
Coming in at number 4 is transportation giant Linden, led by Chairman Jim Jansen, and reporting revenue of $960 million in 2020. Subsidiary Linden Air Cargo celebrated 25 years of operations in Alaska, and the company is proud of its efforts to keep supplies moving without interruption throughout the pandemic. In recent news, Effective September 20th of this year, Linden International rebranded as Linden Logistics, which reflects the company's evolution into a full-service logistics solutions provider supporting the entire supply chain. Headquartered in Kotzebue, Nana Regional Corporation's 2020 revenue reached $1.5 billion, securing its spot at number 3 in the top 49ers. Nana focuses on responsible resource development through Red Dog Mine, which has served as a source of stability and continues to deliver jobs and income to shareholders, revenue to Nana, and economic benefits to the region. Also, Nana Construction completed an expansion at its Big Lake headquarters, making it the largest facility of its kind in the state. The Nana subsidiary also completed construction of its new North Slope base of operations at Dead Horse. Reporting nearly $1.7 billion in 2020 revenue, number 2 is Bristol Bay Native Corporation, led by President and CEO Jason Matrokin. BBNC is involved in tourism, industrial services, government contracting, construction, and the seafood industry, which is so vital to the Bristol Bay region. In exciting news, BBNC has entered into a strategic partnership with the NHL's newest franchise, the Seattle Kraken. This partnership is designed to introduce millions of hockey fans and concert goers to the wonders and cultures of Bristol Bay through their home games at the Climate Pledge Arena.
And coming in at number 1,
Our feet were not the first to touch this land. Our steps following a well-worn path. Footprints planted deep by those long, long ago. Our lives echo with the wisdom of 1,000 years. Honor, respect, love for our people, our land, our traditions, our culture. We are Inupiat. We are ASRC. This is our story.
Alaska's largest native corporation is also our number 1 top 49er. Arctic Slope Regional Corporation reported just over $3.4 billion in 2020 revenue. The company, led by Rex Allen Rock Sr., has nearly 3,000 Alaskan employees and more than 14,000 worldwide. Thank you, ASRC, for allowing us to use that video, which came from part of an Emmy-winning documentary they produced. That video continues to give me goosebumps every time I see it. ASRC first appeared in the top 49ers in 1985 when they ranked number 13. 10 years later, in 1995, they climbed to the top of our rankings and have held the number 1 position ever since. Congratulations to ASRC and all of this year's top 49ers on their continued success. We appreciate your contributions to our statewide economy and your support of Alaska Business's mission of providing a positive voice for business and industry while championing economic growth in the state of Alaska.
Thank you for joining us as we looked at this year's top 49ers and their contributions to Alaska's economy. If you would like to look again, you can find it, the top 49ers, in our October magazine. If you're a subscriber, you should be receiving your copy really soon. Also, you can check out our website at akbizmag.com and our digital edition for some bonus data, including some interactive graphics provided by Flourish. For instance, you can look at this graph here. It's an illustration of the 49ers showing the different industries in the separate bubbles, the largest one being the Alaska Native Corporations. And if you want, you can take a closer look by clicking on one of the bubbles. It'll take you inside. Right now, we're looking at the utilities sector, and it shows that Chugach Electric is the largest of the utilities. And once again, this is available in our digital edition of the magazine and through our website. Once again, it's just a great opportunity. It's a lot of information in here. It's a great way to take a deeper dive into the 49ers and find some really, really interesting information. As a small token of our appreciation for attending today's presentation, everyone who has registered will receive a 6-month complimentary digital subscription to Alaska Business. Cool, right? And if you are already a subscriber, don't worry, you will have 6 months automatically added to your subscription.
That's awesome. And in more good news, we have a final quiz winner, and then we're going to randomly draw the winner of 2 round-trip Alaska Airlines tickets. So our final quiz winner is Anna Russell. Yay, Anna Russell. We will be contacting you soon with information on how to get your gift cards to you. And then, again, for lunch at 49 State Brewing, which is an awesome partner of ours. So then on to the random drawing. I have a fishbowl here. You might recognize it, except
Invisible.
it doesn't work. There.
There it is.
From our past presentations, we have grown kind of attached to this fishbowl, so we brought it with us virtually. And everyone's names in the presentation are in here. I will draw one.
I hope it's me.
I
hope it's me.
It's not you. I guarantee it's not you. It is Jessica Tramp with Davis Constructors.
Hey.
So Jessica, if you will get into the chat and say, hi, Tasha, I won. We will make sure that we can get your tickets to you so you can fly wherever you'd like. That Alaska Airlines flies as quickly as possible. Thank you.
That's awesome. And congratulations, Jessica, on the tickets. And thank you, Alaska Airlines, for supporting us in that. So in just a few moments, we'll be kicking off our executive Q&A. We've got some really fantastic questions lined up from the chat and a few of our own. At this point, we would like to turn the presentation over to our managing editor, Tasha Anderson, who will moderate the executive Q&A and introduce today's panelists.